Welcome to this week's episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy. I'll bring you the latest news and what's going on around NASCAR. We'll hit the highlights from last week's race, and I'll give you my fantasy picks for this upcoming week. Join John and I for all things fantasy, and we're going to have a whole lot of fun while we do it. Stick around. Holly's Racing Fantasy is sponsored by Fifth Down Fantasy. For the latest NFL news and pro football and NASCAR picks, trust the gang over at Fifth Down Fantasy. Since 2016, Fifth Down Fantasy has been a favorite destination for football fanatics looking for smart and savvy advice and analytics. Visit fifthdownfantasy.com today. Fifth Down Fantasy, real fantasy advice by and for real fantasy players. Okay, John, here we are.
Here we are again.
We are recapping the Hollywood Casino 400 at Kansas Speedway.
Kansas Speedway was a...
It was a disaster for some.
It was a
but
cluster. I won't say it.
It was a cluster for many.
Cluster for most.
Unless you drive a Toyota.
Yeah.
But it was so... It was fun and heart painfully... Is that a word? Heart paining.
Heart
painting.
Paneling.
Heart paneling to watch.
Sounds like 70s paneling. Heart.
That's true. That's true. Let's flash back to the 70s, y'all.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what happened.
Everyone had paneling in their basement.
Everybody had some had paneling in their room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could see the NASCAR paneling basement with the Budweiser.
Oh God.
Decor.
Yeah. Like Mark Martin signs.
Mark Martin, Dale
Earnhardt signs.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
okay, well, let me get to the results at Kansas.
Go through them.
We're going to start with the fact that Tyler Reddick won.
Yes.
Okay, which was a total shock.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I did not have him in fantasy last week, but basically the reason that he won is because Denny Hamlin and Eric Jones were battling. And that just he just came up this. I had to watch that replay because it was just so cool to see.
That was crazy driving on Tyler Reddick's part.
It really was.
Yeah.
And, Denny Hamlin finished second. He said that this one hurt a little bit more.
I'm sure.
Because, he was leading when the caution came out because Chris Buescher's tire, like everybody else, half the track blew a tire.
Goodyear did a good job this week.
Goodyear did good job.
Yeah, good job, Goodyear.
Yeah, but Buescher blew his right rear tire and caused the ninth caution. And, Denny isn't always the best on restarts.
No. He's always done better.
He has done better. I know.
Yeah.
I thought so too. So I was but then he's all, I laid back and I was trying to get Larson, I should have pressed harder. Don't be blaming Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson was amazing this week too.
Yeah, he was.
He ended up with a fourth place finish. But again, Eric Jones finished third. Denny and Eric Jones, which was this is like the best. This was the first top 5 finish for Legacy Motorsports this season.
For the whole season.
For the whole season.
Good job, but Legacy.
You know what? That could be a start of things to come.
Yeah, hopefully.
Because Eric Jones is actually not too bad in Bristol, even though, we'll get to the fantasy picks later.
All right.
So let me give you the rundown, folks.
Give us the rundown.
Tyler Reddick first. Denny Hamlin second. Eric Jones third. Kyle Larson fourth. Fifth place was Joey Logano. Sixth was Chase Elliott. Somehow Kyle Busch ended up seventh. Christopher Bell, who had the pole, ended up eighth.
Mm-hmm.
Brad Keselowski was ninth, and Alex Bowman rounded out the top 10.
Right.
Who is not in the top 10? Martin Truex Jr.
How many people are wearing barrels this week because of Martin Truex?
My Lord.
Blew a tire the first lap.
He
didn't even make the first lap.
He finished 36th, technically. Yep. Blew out a tire, it busted the tie rod, and that was it. Took him right to the garage, who picked Martin Truex Jr. for
Everybody.
Half of our NASCAR fantasy team picked him, including you.
Including me.
And me.
Finished off my season.
No, it didn't finish off your season. Just bumped you back one. And who else ended up, finishing very poorly was Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
So, because his rear tire exploded too, but that sent him into the wall. That was it.
Yeah.
So, he did get back on the track his pit crew did a great job fixing up the car,
Right.
but he was 5 laps down.
Yeah.
So he, ended up 32nd.
Okay.
So very disappointing. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. also had trouble. The playoff drivers, Chris Buescher obviously blew out the tire. Michael McDowell ended up with car. It was a lot.
I would not buy Goodyear tires.
I don't think I would. I know.
I think I have one.
Well, we kind of get into more, ever since we kind of get into like General Tire and Hankook.
Yeah.
Which either
I
one
don't
of
think
them.
I'd go General or Goodyear. I'm not impressed with their tires.
They can certainly feel free to sponsor the show if you know, here out there.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Email.
So let me recap to you how the playoff standings look.
Okay.
Because remember, folks, this Saturday night in Bristol is the elimination race for the round of 16.
Yep.
After Saturday night, it will go down to a round of 12. The bottom 4 drivers will be eliminated. Obviously, they can still race for the rest of the season, but they will no longer be in the running for the championship.
Right, which Martin Truex is in big trouble.
I'm not kidding you. Right now, Martin Truex is 13th. He is 7 points below the cutoff line.
Yep.
7 isn't bad, though.
No.
To be honest with you, because Kevin Harvick and Joey Logano sit right above the cutoff line. Kevin Harvick is 7 points above the cutoff. Joey Logano is 12th. I mean, if Martin Truex Jr. gets some stage points and they don't, if he finishes really well, he doesn't even have to win. I think that Truex is going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Even though it's Bristol, which scares me.
Yeah.
Because he's not good here, but you're not going to have the regular season champion miss out on this run already, I don't think. Bubba Wallace, 14th. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. is 15th. And Michael McDowell is dead last. I do not think that McDowell or Stenhouse, unless they win, I don't think they can race their way up in there.
I think that Martin probably has the best chance.
Martin has the best chance of all. Bubba maybe. I don't know. Bubba maybe. Because
that's a cool shirt. Bubba maybe.
Hey, that would be cool.
Because we're just waiting. Like, Bubba maybe?
I know. But Tyler Reddick obviously raced his way in. He doesn't have to worry about Bristol, thank God.
Yeah.
Denny Hamlin, William Byron, Brad Keselowski, and Ryan Blaney, believe it or not. I think that as long as
hard to believe.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah.
As long as they finish, well, maybe not Blaney. I have to say Larson, because obviously Kyle Larson won in Kansas. So he, in Kansas. He won in Darlington, so he's in.
Right.
Reddick won in Kansas, and Denny Hamlin has a lot of points, as does William Byron.
Yeah.
I think those 4 are pretty much set. They're not locked in, but I don't think they have a problem.
Right.
But we're going to see. It's going to be really interesting.
It's going to be interesting. I feel really bad for Martin.
I feel terrible.
I don't want to keep on the Martin.
I don't want to harp on it either, but he had such a comeback season.
It's not fair.
It's ridiculous. And the same thing happened to Kevin Harvick in the 2020 season when he raced. Him and Denny Hamlin were like dueling Cavaliers, racing their butts off. Every other week, one of them won.
Right.
And Kevin Harvick gets knocked out because he, engine or accident engine, whatever, his car gets taken out and he's
And it's not
done.
fair. I mean, that's the only sport that happens in. Like, could you imagine he's going to catch the touchdown pass and the football explodes? Like, like the tire explodes. Like,
exactly.
I mean, it's not fair. Like,
I know.
If the receiver drops it, fine. If the driver screws up, fine.
Right.
But like,
if it's
something popped the tire on the track.
Right.
I mean, really? What was it, like one of those like live officer PD shows where they throw the sticks down and
right.
Do you think Cooter had anything to do with it?
I don't know.
Maybe there was a lot of money on that.
You never know. We're gonna have to ask him next week, or maybe we'll get him. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
Here's the thing. Also, like to your point of NASCAR picking the worst tracks for elimination races. Here we are at Bristol. That's what I said. That's what I said to your point.
Yeah.
Well, I said to your point.
Well, people might not have listened. They might not know I said that last week.
Right.
How Daytona is a horrible track for an elimination race.
Daytona was a terrible track for an elimination race. And Bristol Motor Speedway is also a terrible track for an elimination race.
Terrible.
Because nobody has wonderful numbers here.
No.
Nobody's a shoe-in.
It's a bump and grind
It's
fest.
bump and grind, short track, and it's going to be a crapshoot.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not throwing like gasoline on the track and setting fire.
They may. I'm surprised they didn't.
The spectacle of it all.
I'm surprised they didn't turn it into a dirt track.
Yeah.
But okay, so here we go.
They don't pay me. I don't care.
That's true. I don't have any sponsors here. So that's the one thing I did want to say. This is hilarious. I wrote this down while watching the race.
Okay.
After Martin Truex Jr. Came out of the care center, the reporter asks him.
Yeah, this is good.
And I wrote this down. What kind of a situation does this put you in for Bristol? And he kind of looks at her like
he wanted to smack her.
Right. And he's just like, well, I don't know. He's like, we'll just have to see. Because what kind of a question is that? Mm-hmm. What kind of a situation? We don't know. This is the first lap of the race. Because honestly, during the rest of the race, Martin Truex Jr. kept bumping back above the cutoff line because the other drivers were doing so lousy, like Joey Logano.
Right.
But just it happened to that restart. Logano was able to get himself back up there and finish
He took 2 tires, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but still, he's supposed to do the math and look into the crystal ball and see where everybody else is going to finish. The stupidest questions.
Right. And it's like they're in the desert. What are you, hot? Well, I'm standing in the desert. Yeah, I'm hot.
Right.
NBC.
I'm kind of hot, NBC. Sorry.
I'm a little hot. Can you give me some water?
I'm a little warm.
How do you feel about that? Do you think you'd like some water?
You think you like some water if you were stranded on a desert island and you had
no, actually, can you set me on fire? I think I'd feel better if you set me on fire.
I think you're right.
God, NBC.
I know. John, I know.
Fox.
I know.
Let's get
I can't wait.
Going.
I can't wait till February.
Fox.
All right, so that's it for the race recap. We're going to move on to the next segment, which is NASCAR news.
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, it's time for NASCAR news. A couple of things I wanted to recap that I forgot to mention when I talked about the race recap was Carson Hocevar finished 20th.
Yes, he did.
For those who don't know or don't remember, he is filling in for Legacy Motorsports in the number 42 car after Noah Gragson was parted ways. Eliminated.
He got the rose.
He got the hook from NASCAR, and then he got the boot from Legacy Motorsports. So Carson Hocevar took over, and it's very impressive. I've been following this young man. He is in the Craftsman Truck Series, where he's made it into the playoffs there. So he's pulling a little double duty here.
Right.
And, it's nice to see him finish 20th.
Yeah. But what happened?
What's that? Well, not yet. Not yet. Okay.
I'll let you go.
I'll get to that.
I will get to that. News, so I know what's going on.
I will get to that.
Yeah, I'm privileged.
And so also, so Carson Hocevar, blah, blah, blah. This was the 100th start for 2311, a team that is co-owned by Denny Hamlin and basketball legend Michael Jordan.
Is he a legend?
He is a legend, right?
Yeah, he is. I'm just...
Oh, you're being facetious.
I'm like NBC. I'm like an NBC.
Do you really think that Michael Jordan is a legend?
Do you really think Michael Jordan
is a legend?
Is a legend?
But this was their 100th start, and Tyler Reddick, who drives the 23 for 2311, won the race. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. That was pretty cool. This was also Brad Keselowski's 500th career start in the NASCAR series. I know. It is pretty amazing.
Yeah. I can't imagine making one lap, not alone 500 starts and 500 races.
I know. And also, Carson Hocevar will be racing in Bristol Saturday night.
Oh, okay.
So what John was alluding to and leading me on to was when we mentioned...
You led me on.
When we mentioned Noah Gragson, we found out yesterday that Noah Gragson has been reinstated by NASCAR.
That's good.
He says that he's learned a lot and he's come a long way and he's, done some soul searching on his suspension. So he's ready to come back. Now, of course, he did part ways, as I said before, with Legacy Motorsports.
Yeah, well, mutual parting, right?
Mutual parting. Yeah. So he doesn't have a ride, but he is eligible.
Okay.
So we'll see if anybody picks him up. Maybe somebody will pick him up for a substitute driver.
Yeah, or next year.
But I imagine that someone will pick him up next year. I mean, you heard it. All right, you're going to hear it here first, folks.
Okay.
My prediction is that if Eric Almirola really does retire, because he keeps playing that game, will you, won't you game, but if he does retire, my prediction is that Stuart Haas Racing will pick up Noah Gragson to replace Eric Almirola in the 10 car.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I agree with that, though.
I have no inside information, folks. I do is research.
Yeah.
I have no idea, but Tony Stewart seems like that type that would bring him on.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he'd be good for Noah too. Help him maybe manage.
I think so too. Manage that,
that anger.
Manage that anger and that, frustration and that hot-headedness.
Yeah.
But teach him how to.
I mean, we all,
keep your hot head.
Yeah.
It's fun, but just don't,
Right.
Don't let it go too far, son.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not that he did something.
No, I mean, it wasn't.
He didn't kill his girlfriend or something.
Oh, good God. Let's not get too deep into that.
Okay,
one quick mention, Ryan Newman will be racing in Bristol, so we'll see how that goes.
The Mad Hot Dog.
The Mad Hot Dog. He's been racing for Rick Ware. And,
I don't know why I call him, because he used to drive the Oscar Mayer car.
He used to drive the
So I call him the hot dog, and he's always mad. So he's like.
He does seem pretty mad.
He's like an angry hot dog.
Yeah, God bless him.
Like, remember the Angry Whopper?
Oh, gosh.
Man, they should have the angry hot dog.
They should. Oh, I don't know if anybody would eat that.
Yeah, come into your toilet bowl.
Okay, you know what? You know what?
Real soon.
Coming real soon to your toilet.
Coming real soon to your toilet bowl.
Yeah. Okay, so
like the Hot Pocket.
At this rate, for those of for our new folks who are listening, this is where we would typically check in with Cooter Mouse Jr. Mm-hmm. Cooter Mouse Jr. is our trackside mouse reporter.
Yes,
and he likes to do different things around the track when he goes there. Check out some local events and different things. But
he mostly talks about the race.
But he mostly talks about the race, and he gets pretty bowed up sometimes.
Yeah, and he's not like woke or whatever you want to call it.
He's not politically correct.
He's not politically correct, so
right. So you have to excuse him. But he's a mouse after all.
Yeah.
And mice have a lifespan of 3 years.
3 years,
which he also likes to remind us of.
He reminds us all the time.
Yeah, and he only gets paid $1 per show, which he reminds us of that all the time
he does,
too.
Yeah.
So and Cooter Mouse Jr. travels in the back of Michael McDowell's truck.
Yes, he does.
So sometimes Cooter has some things to say about McDowell.
Yeah.
So
good and bad.
Good and bad. Mm-hmm. So he will not. He's not going to be on this broadcast because he did not go to Kansas.
No, but he's going.
He's already at Bristol.
He's already there.
I've checked in with him. He's already there. So next time when you listen next week on the 22nd, you will be introduced to Cooter Mouse Jr.
Yeah, you'll get some Cooter.
But what we do have.
Ooh, what do we have?
Is Sexy Booth Talk.
Is he coming up next?
Sexy Booth Talk will be coming up next.
Is he here?
Who, the Sexy Booth guy?
Yeah.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, he's in the backyard. He's trying to catch some sun.
Okay.
In between the, the raindrops.
Yeah.
So Sexy Booth Talk is coming up next.
Okay.
So I'll catch you there.
All right.
All right.
Do you want to explain what that is, or just?
I'm going to explain it when we get into the segment.
That sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
All righty. Okay, folks. When you hear that saxophone, you know what that means.
It's time to get ready.
It's time for Sexy Booth Talk.
Oh, that's me.
Folks, we don't make this up.
No, we don't.
Every week when I watch the race, I listen to things that the announcers in the booth say that sound a little risque.
And sexy.
And so what I do is I just collect them and I repeat them back here on the show with Sexy Booth Guy.
Yeah, that's me.
Now, these are things that could have been said by Rick Allen.
Ricky Dickie Allen.
Jeff Burton.
Jebby Burton.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Dale the Junior Man.
Or Steve Letarte.
Oh, the Letardy Party.
They're all in the booth, and we're not going to tell you who said it.
No, we won't.
But I promise you, these things are definitely said.
Oh, they were said.
Now, I only have one thing that we wrote down this week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Sexy.
One is all I need.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
It's a short track. A lot of beating and banging.
Oh, let's beat and bang it all night long.
Now, there actually were a couple other things, but I thought these are just too much.
Oh, too risque.
Too risque.
For our listeners, but not for me.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Are you getting a good tan out there in your Speedo?
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. So, you know what? Maybe at Bristol, I can guarantee you we're going to get a lot more Sexy Booth Talk for next week.
I'm ready for Bristol.
All right. Well, enjoy your week, Sexy Booth Guy, and we'll catch you back here.
It's Bristol, baby.
It's Bristol, baby, under the lights.
Under the lights.
At night. All right. See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, folks, this is what you came for. Yes, you come for the fantasy picks, you stay for the fun.
Yep.
And I'm going to give you my brilliant, bold, and bonkers NASCAR fantasy picks for the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway coming up this Saturday at 7:30 p.m. on NBC. Actually, no, it's on USA.
I was going to say, is it USA Network still?
Yeah, I think it's on USA still.
I think so.
We don't get back to NBC until October, so whatever.
But it's still the NBC boys.
It is the NBC boys, so we'll see what comes up.
Okay.
Now, I hate doing picks for the playoffs as it is because just about anybody can win.
Yeah.
Because if you're in the playoffs, you're going to race your rear end off to get to stay in there.
Yeah.
And if you're not in the playoffs, a lot of the guys will lay back a little bit that they can let a playoff driver go.
Actually, there's a little courtesy.
There's a little courtesy, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I'm going with and this is Bristol.
Okay.
So, I mean, you could have the very best driver with the best pit crew, first pit stall, won the pole, and they can get taken out and be done. So
you could be in the Bristol Stomp.
That's right. The drivers in Bristol are sharp as a pistol when they do the Bristol Stomp.
I knew you were going to sing it.
Did you know I was going to sing
it?
I love it.
That was my cue.
I love that song.
Yeah.
I can't help it.
I love that song, too. I have it on every iPod I have.
He's a liar, folks. He's lying. No. Okay, ready?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, brilliant picks for this weekend in Bristol. Kyle Larson. You can't ever lay back on this guy. He may be already into the next round. That doesn't mean that he won't win. You know,
and he loves the little track.
He loves it. He loves short tracks and tight situations.
Yep.
And you know what? One double-digit finish here since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah, so he knows how it goes. He knows how to race this track.
Yep.
He's got only one win, but he's got 4 top 5s and 9 top 10s. So keep your eye on the number 5.
Okay.
After that, Chase Elliott. Believe it or not, he does not have a win here, but he's got 4 top 5s and 6 top 10s.
Yeah.
And you know, he still needs a win this season.
He's still a jerk.
He's still stop.
Folks.
Don't say that.
I know.
Well, you know why? Because we were reminiscing about last year at Bristol when Chase Elliott and Kevin Harvick got into a little bit of a kerfuffle.
A kerfuffle.
And Chase Elliott, there's video of him just with his finger right in Kevin Harvick's face, yelling at him. And it's like you actually feel bad for Kevin Harvick.
That's disrespectful to a legend.
Don't put a finger in someone's face. Yeah, legend, exactly.
I mean, the guy's a legend.
Oh, I know. He really is. He really is. So Chase Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Kevin Harvick, he is my third brilliant pick because he actually has 3 wins in Bristol.
Oh.
And 14 top 5s. And 22 top 10s.
That's great. Great numbers.
Great numbers.
Mm-hmm.
And he is right above the cutoff line. So Kevin Harvick has to have a really good night in order to advance to the next round. But he has to hold off 2 of my bold picks in order to do it.
Yeah. Tough.
Bold pick number 1, Chris Buescher. He won here last time around. Got a couple of top 5s, some top 10s, and you know what? Why not? Chris Buescher.
Did he win in the dirt?
He's a hard racer.
Buescher?
I think he did win in the dirt, right?
Okay. It was dirt track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't spoil this for me, Wayne. Next up, bold pick, Martin Truex Jr. No lie, this guy is really lousy at Bristol, but you're going to see some magic. You're going to see Martin Truex Jr. shine. And if he doesn't win, I'm not saying he's going to win, but I'm telling you he's going to run well. He's going to get some stage points, and he's going to be up there at the end of the race.
He has to.
He's not getting cut. He's not getting cut.
His back is against the wall.
His back is against the wall. Okay, and here is my most ridiculous NASCAR fantasy sleeper pick ever on the planet. Ever.
Let me guess.
I know.
Tommy Two Finger.
No.
Norbert No Legs.
Oh, my Lord, will you stop?
Henry No Head.
Can you... Oh, stop. Can you guess who it is? Who am I picking, John?
Kyle Busch.
Ew, no.
Don't say Ryan Blaney.
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace.
I'm putting him in there, guys.
Bubba maybe. But
because
you might.
But you never know. He's a long shot.
Okay.
This is my boldest ever NASCAR fantasy pick. He's never won here, and he's never even had a top 5.
Wow.
But he has had a top 10, and he's got a lot of grit and determination.
And he's racing for Bubba. I love Bubba.
I know, I do too. He's really grown on me.
I do. I know, me too.
He really has.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace and the number 23. Keep your eye on him this weekend.
Right.
Okay, and here's who not to really think about. Okay.
Who should we not think
All right,
about?
here again, ridiculous to pick bonkers picks. But chances are slim that these drivers are going to give you any points.
Okay.
Tyler Reddick. And you know why? Because he's not a jerk. He's already won his way in.
Yeah.
You know what? He doesn't want to do anything that could take him out for the next round. He doesn't need a concussion or something. So
he's not a gas hole.
Ooh,
did you get that?
I like it.
Yeah,
Me likey.
He's not a gas hole.
He's not a gas hole. He's a good guy.
He's a good
kid.
guy. Yeah.
So he's probably not. He's not going to go in there and storm the castle. He's not going to push Martin Truex Jr. out of the way to get another win.
Storm the castle or the Capitol?
Or storm the Coliseum.
Oh.
Because Bristol is the last great Coliseum.
Yep.
So, Tyler Reddick.
Okay.
You know who else? I'm like, Bjorn Borg, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. I don't know. And even in my article, because folks, I do write a weekly article on fifthdownfantasy.com where you can get my picks and advice for now. So you could always look and see more explanation here. But Ricky Stenhouse Jr., I don't know. He could win. He's got some top fives here.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't see it happening.
I don't either.
It's been a long time since he's done well here.
It's a miracle he got into
I know.
won Daytona by luck.
The
500.
well, I mean, he is a good driver, but
yeah, boy.
I don't know. Anyway, so and then I'm sitting here looking at everybody. I'm like, man, everybody's got a chance. But I'm like, I guess Harrison Burton, because you know what? It's the elimination rate, which adds a new element of disaster to racing in general.
Makes him desperate.
Yeah, right. And
Desperate
Harrison Burton is always getting wrecked. I mean, someone is always getting into the 21. That poor kid.
I know.
I don't know. What's he, like 15? I don't know. No, I'm just kidding. He's probably like 20.
He's not with his wife at the race. He's with his mom.
He's with his mom. Okay, yeah.
Right.
When he's like, they're showing the drivers, with their hand over their heart as they sing the anthem. It's Harrison Burton and his mom.
Which
God
is
bless
awesome.
him. It is awesome. That would be me and Jack if he was a NASCAR driver.
Absolutely.
Good God.
Yeah.
You'd be laying down on the pavement trying to.
Yeah, I'd just be trying not to pass out.
Exactly.
From everything.
Right. So that's what I'm going to go with my NASCAR. Okay, so let me give you a recap
All right, give it
for
to
the
us.
NASCAR fantasy picks for the Bass Pro Shops night race at Bristol Motor Speedway Saturday night at 7:30. They are Brilliant, Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, and Kevin Harvick. My bold sleeper picks are Bubba Wallace, Chris Buescher, and Martin Truex Jr. And bonkers picks, Tyler Reddick, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and Harrison Burton. And you know what, John?
Give it to me.
Those are my picks, and I'm sticking to them. If you like what you're hearing, follow me on Facebook at Holly's Racing Fantasy for a little more information here and there. You can listen to the latest episode of Holly's Racing Fantasy every Friday whenever there's a Cup Series race, wherever you get your podcasts. Or subscribe to Holly's Racing Fantasy on YouTube for current and past episodes. Thanks. Okay, folks, you know what that means.
What does that mean?
That music means it is the end of our show.
It is the very end of the show.
It is.
That music cues you.
That music lets you know that you could start crying. Get the tissues out.
Get the tissues.
Because we know you're going to cry.
You're going to cry till next week.
I just want to say that, you know what, John, as many times as I've said on the air that I was going to make a push,
okay,
I actually shared our YouTube link on my Facebook page last night.
You did?
I did,
yeah.
And I'm like, hey, come on over and take a listen. We're a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And, our usual listeners, Debbie and my mom, Rose, and Dory all commented on it.
Yeah.
But also, a big shout out to my friend Jolynn.
Yeah, we got a new listener.
Hopefully she's going to listen. She says she loves a good podcast, so I hope we're doing proud.
Okay.
But I also want to thank our usual listeners, Marlo and Kelly and Courtney.
Yeah.
My coworkers. They've been with me from the beginning.
Yep.
So thanks to them. And I'm welcoming any new listeners. Mm-hmm. I'm glad to have you here. Tell a friend. Tell two friends. Get me more listens. Get me more views. We gotta, let's take this thing to the limit. Okay. Because you know what, folks? I have a wicked cool logo that John designed for Holly's Racing Fantasy.
Yeah.
And I need to put them on t-shirts. Yeah. I am getting HRF t-shirts. That is the goal.
But.
Yeah.
We need listeners.
We need
support.
Right. And you can get a t-shirt.
We can't afford it.
I know.
I know. We're in a garbage can right now. You don't really know that?
You don't.
But I have like these old microphones, like with wires and stuff, like
right.
2 cans to an empty can of beans.
An empty can of beans. That's how we transmit.
And this is how we transmit.
I know. I know. We want to go live. We want to go live YouTube next year.
We're talking big things next year. We're talking big stuff.
Like really big.
Like really big things we're talking. I mean, we're not going to give it all away right now.
All right.
We can't give it away, but we're talking about big things.
We are. A really big show.
It's going to be a really big show.
Really big show. Want to give a shout out to Jack Gregory Sablich, who will be 19 on Saturday.
Yeah.
So his birthday party will be getting cut short so I can watch the Bristol race.
Poor kid.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, go in your room, kid.
No, we're starting early.
We're watching a race.
Kid, 19.
19. He's a kid. Oh, my
God. He is a kid.
He's a great kid, ladies and gentlemen.
He is a great kid.
He's an awesome kid.
He's so much fun. He's funny as heck.
Yep.
And if you're smart, you will go to his YouTube channel. It's Jack Sablich on YouTube. Funny puppet shows, which we are also a part of.
Yes, we are.
Believe it or not.
We're puppeteers too, people.
We are.
Look
We're
what
puppeteers.
We have to do.
Holy crap.
Look what we are stooping to.
I'm not kidding. I write Jack's puppet shows twice a month.
Yep.
I write them and we ad-lib the whole thing.
We ad-lib everything.
We sing, we dance with puppets, we're funny, whatever, and here we are in NASCAR. We need, come on, man.
Come on.
Well, we do it all for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For now.
For now. We're going to get something. We're going to drum something. And I have a day job, y'all. Anyway. So what I'm going to say to you is, if you or someone you know
it's that time again.
Has a gambling addiction.
I do, and I love it.
And would like help.
I don't want your help.
I know you don't, but
you know where you can go.
Just on the off chance that you want some help.
Why am I singing now?
It's funny. Call the National Problem Gambling Helpline.
Nope.
That's at 1-800-GAMBLER.
N-O
1-800 G-A-M
Nope.
B-L-E-R.
Nope.
And you can call, you can chat, you can text.
Okay.
So pass it around,
I'll call and give gambling tips.
We have fun with our NASCAR fantasy, but some people have serious gambling addictions.
Not me.
And it's not anybody that I'm related to.
Though my barrel hurts sometimes. I get splinters in my butt.
Well, that's when you got to quit gambling your money away.
Okay, well, maybe I'll call the number.
Well, we'll see. Maybe by the end of the season. But this is an elimination race.
Get out of here, gambler guy.
All right. So, other than our gambling.
Okay.
Yeah, anything else you want to throw out there, Jen?
Jen? That I'm transitioning. I was John. And now I'm going to be Jen.
I was going to call you JB, but it came out like Jen.
See, like you're from the north, but you're in the south for 3 years now. And
it's happening.
Just the accent comes and goes.
It comes and goes.
And then sometimes it's not.
And whenever we're out, like folks will be out at the Belk or Panera, and then people are like talking to us, and we're like, yeah, we know.
And yesterday.
Yeah, Whaler. It was hot.
Oh, it was hot. It was scorcher. Yeah, it was a gully washer.
It just kind of naturally comes out.
A gully washer is a rainstorm.
That's a rainstorm. It's a gully washer.
It's a gully washer.
We learned that when we lived in the South 25 years ago.
Yeah.
So
we're that old.
We are.
Yeah.
Well, we were 5 when we got together.
Yeah.
So we just
that was illegal. That was legal.
It's legal if you're both 5.
Really?
I don't know.
Well, it depends how you're getting together.
Oh well, holding hands.
Yeah.
Oh my lordy! You know what? We're taking it too far.
Let's just.
We like to have a good time.
Yeah.
We have a good time. Everybody.
The FCC is going to be.
The FCC won't let me be. You let me be me. So let me see. Can I sing songs?
Not right now.
Get FCC.
Yeah, you can sing it a cappella. Okay. We're all right.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So
let's get out of here.
Everybody have a great week.
Have an awesome week.
And we'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time.
All right. Stay healthy and happy and race on.
Race on.